The Rivian R2 is no longer some distant concept or a promise on a slide deck. It's real, it's taking shape, and the factory that will build it is coming to life faster than many people expected. Every new update brings us closer to seeing the R2 roll off the line, and what's happening right now behind the scenes might be the most important phase yet. Rivian has been steadily pulling back the curtain on its next big move, and all signs point to one thing: the R2 launch is accelerating. The company has remained firm on its timeline, with first deliveries still planned for the first half of 2026. That may sound far away, but in automotive manufacturing terms, it's practically tomorrow, especially when you consider that the production foundation for this vehicle is already being built literally in Normal, Illinois. This is where the R2 story really starts to get exciting. The Normal, Illinois facility isn't just being tweaked or lightly expanded, it's undergoing a massive transformation. Rivian is adding more than 1.1 million square feet of new manufacturing space to an already enormous campus. This expansion will house the R2's body shop, general assembly, paint operations, battery processes, and improved material flow systems. Once completed, the plant will be capable of producing up to 215,000 vehicles per year, with around 150,000 of those dedicated to the R2 alone. That scale matters. Rivian has already proven it can compete. The R1S has become one of the best-selling EVs in its segment in the United States, outperforming rivals that once dominated the space. That success isn't an accident, and it's a strong indicator of what could happen once the more affordable, mass-market R2 enters production. But selling vehicles is only half the battle. To truly scale, Rivian has to build them efficiently, consistently, and at volume, and that's exactly what this expansion is designed to do. One of the most overlooked but critical pieces of this plan sits just across the street from the main factory. Rivian is building new logistics and distribution centers that will fundamentally change how parts move in and out of the facility. These buildings will allow Rivian to receive, store, and ship components at a scale that matches the R2's production goals. This isn't just about building cars faster, it's about supporting them after they're on the road. Service has been a known pain point for Rivian owners. Appointments can be weeks or even months out, and while Rivian has been aggressively expanding its service network, physical locations alone don't solve the problem if technicians can't get parts when they need them. That's where these logistics centers become game-changing. By centralizing and scaling parts inventory near the factory, Rivian is laying the groundwork for faster repairs, better service availability, and a smoother ownership experience, especially as tens of thousands of R2s begin hitting the road each year. Rivian plans to have around 100 active service centers by the end of 2025, up from roughly 67 today across North America. Mobile service coverage is also expanding, including in remote regions. But again, none of that works without a robust supply chain. The R2 will dramatically increase vehicle volume, and the infrastructure being built now is designed to support that future, not just survive it. While the Illinois expansion is the immediate focus, it's only one piece of Rivian's long-term manufacturing strategy. The Georgia factory is still part of the plan, with production expected to begin there in late 2027 or early 2028. That delay may actually be a blessing. It gives Rivian time to fully refine R2 production in Illinois, identify inefficiencies, and apply those lessons directly to Georgia, potentially creating an even more streamlined operation from day one. There's also growing expectation that Rivian will eventually announce a European factory. Executives have hinted at it multiple times, and the R2 is expected to be a global vehicle, with the notable exception of China. The Chinese EV market is fiercely competitive, dominated by price wars and razor-thin margins. Rivian appears far more interested in focusing on regions where premium positioning and profitability are more achievable, such as North America, Europe, and possibly Australia. Back in normal, construction progress is moving at an impressive pace, even through harsh Illinois winters. The new buildings are rising rapidly, walls are up, structural steel is being installed, and roofing is well underway. In some areas, interior work has already begun. The main body, general assembly, and end-of-line building is already complete in terms of wall construction, with the majority of steel and roof decking finished. Other facilities, including the pre-treat and e-coat dip building for paint, are nearly complete and fully weathertight, allowing equipment installation to begin soon. Everything is tracking slightly ahead of schedule, and Rivian expects to hand these buildings over to operations as quickly as possible. That handoff is crucial because it allows manufacturing engineers and system integrators to begin installing, connecting, and testing the equipment that will eventually bring the R2 to life. The faster that happens, the faster Rivian can move from construction to validation builds and ultimately to customer deliveries. One of the most impressive aspects of this expansion is how much thought has gone into efficiency. Rivian is separating parts painting from the main paint shop, moving it into a dedicated facility. This allows the primary paint shop to focus exclusively on full vehicle bodies. The result is greater flexibility and fewer bottlenecks. If one area of the manufacturing line slows down, painting doesn't have to stop entirely. Vehicles can continue moving through different stages independently, dramatically improving throughput. Automated conveyance systems and advanced storage and retrieval systems will connect body, paint, and general assembly operations. These buffers allow Rivian to scale production without forcing every part of the factory to operate at the exact same pace. It's a smart design choice, especially for high-volume manufacturing, and it shows how much Rivian has learned from building the R1 lineup. The R2 itself is already deep into the pre-production phase. High-pressure die castings have been completed. Production dies are being used to form actual R2 bodies. Some of the earliest R2 units have already gone through the new paint processes, including e-coat, which helps protect against corrosion and extends the vehicle's lifespan. Interestingly, the greenish hue of the e-coat on early R1 vehicles once inspired Rivian's original launch color, raising the possibility that the R2 could get its own iconic launch color as well. There are also subtle design clues emerging from these early bodies. Observant eyes have noticed what appears to be the location of the charge port on the rear driver's side. That placement would make a lot of sense, especially when considering compatibility with existing fast charging infrastructure. As more non-Tesla vehicles gain access to Tesla's charging network, aligning charge port placement with common layouts becomes increasingly important for convenience and efficiency. For a vehicle like the R2, designed as more everyday, mainstream option, rear-side charging could be the most practical choice. It reduces awkward parking situations, avoids blocking multiple stalls, and works seamlessly with existing DC fast chargers. While front-mounted ports can make sense for certain use cases like towing or off-roading, the R2's mission seems squarely focused on daily usability. Under the skin, Rivian is continuing its strategy of in-house motor production. The R2 will use the new Maximus motors, a smaller evolution of the Enduro motors currently found in dual-motor vehicles. This approach gives Rivian more control over performance, efficiency, and cost, while reducing reliance on third-party suppliers. It's another sign that Rivian is thinking long-term, not just about launching the R2, but sustaining it at scale. All of this points to a company that is maturing rapidly. Rivian has already gone through the growing pains of early production with the R1. It has paused lines, made improvements, and refined processes over time. Now, it's applying those hard-earned lessons to an entirely new production ecosystem built specifically for higher volume and greater efficiency. If everything continues on this path, we could see the first validation R2 units rolling off the line by late 2025. These won't be customer vehicles yet, but they'll be critical for testing, certification, and final refinements. And from there, the transition to full production in 2026 feels not just possible, but inevitable. The R2 isn't just getting closer, it's entering the final stretch. The factory is rising, the systems are coming online, and the pieces are falling into place. What we're watching now is the moment where plans turn into reality, and it's setting the stage for Rivian's most important vehicle yet.